the Spit It Out podcast. Um, I'm still awake because I literally woke myself up with some, some beverages before the podcast, and it's like, okay, I'm still rolling with energy. Might as well go with it. So, what you're looking at right now is, first of all, a behind the scenes stream. So, I don't mind if people didn't join. This is also in the middle of the night. Most people on the East Coast all asleep, except for me. Um, but you're also looking at the new Lego room from one particular angle. I don't have a specific place set up yet for where everything is going to be for streaming, for recording videos. But as far as the building process goes, it's pretty well set. May have a little changes here and there. So be sure to check out the regular channel, youtube.com/user/13 habitat 62, or just look up Maniac for Bricks on YouTube. You'll find it. So I had one video on there already where I was talking about what the room was, what's already been moved in there, what will be moved in there, and the rough concept of trying to combine the display and building aspects that I always try to keep in a Lego room, no matter where it is. And I'm making compromises with all of it. The whole move itself has been making some kind of compromise or downsizing in some way, and that leads me into what I'm doing on this stream. And I probably should have checked this before I went on. All right, I think we should be good now. Whoopsies. Still breaking this bad boy back in this area, so yeah. All right. So that brings me into what I'm doing on this stream. For the past couple of hours, while recording the podcast, and even before that, I will be working on this big table right in front of me. This is one of the tables that I used for stud side height in my previous setup. I do not have the full town. That is not going to be in the same exact style as it was previously. There will be more information about that on a later video, but basically it's going to get a reduction. It is not going to have as much size as it used to, but I am going to make the best out of it. Basically, there's a shorter area for the beach that's already planned out. Then it's going to have almost like a staircase elevation. So there will be another layer next to it of a height to be determined. And that will have the main area of the town stretching almost the whole table. On the opposite end of the table, there will be another layer of height, like another level to heighten it. And that will be having a train tunnel. And on top of that will be some kind of campgrounds, mountainous area, possibly the lighthouse will be brought back there. This is reminiscent of different places down the shore that I've been to, not just because of where I've moved recently or in that exact area, but just from multiple places in the Jersey Shore. Because I have seen lighthouses a couple miles inset from the land, but also at a really high elevation, like the Twin Lights. Look up that one. So, kind of gathering different ideas, and this is also bringing back a previous town setup. And the more I look through the Lego towns that I've already built, like at different times, or changing them up at some point, the more I see a little piece of that into the DNA of the new town afterwards, which is really cool for me. But this is even in a better way than I probably could have done before. Other ones, it's kind of like a little pieces here and there that are reminiscent. This one, it's like a hybrid. So I used to have a regular town, not beach related, although it did have beachfront property. It wasn't that much, but it was still kind of cool. I had a town originally set up on a 48 by 48 base plate before I had any railroads, before I had a lot of road plates or anything like that. And it was pretty narrow for being 48 by 48, but I thought back then, and this is kind of a mantra that stuck with me for a long time, if I can't build outward, I might as well build upward. So I might as well gain more layers out of it to make it more interesting and more customizable. And basically, that was the start of Double Deck Tropolis. This happened around the time of the first Lego movie, 2014 or so, hence the name Double Decker couch. You know what I mean. because it was a double layered town. It had a whole layer of brick that was built up from the base plate, and underneath the town was like an underground section, a little bit of ice section just for fun of it. There was a little minecart section, and there was also a sewer because I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I like the Lego theme for it before the Michael Bay films, just the ones based on the Nickelodeon show. I have a whole bunch of those sets, and I still enjoy that license, even though it's long since discontinued. And built all that up as its own thing. Then the main like ground level part of the town was built on top of that. It was done not out of base plates, but out of just regular plates, like 8x16s and 16x16s and things like that. An entire layer was built on top of it, secured in place by multiple pillars and beams across every which way. And it was pretty cool. And it was basically custom roads with that. So that was a good compromise, even though it was very short. It was, still had like a couple areas to work with, basically one main street through, and multiple ways of going through it. What kind of style I was going for, what buildings were going to go in there, updating it every once in a while, different sig figs that would go through there. So that was a very good start for a Lego town, especially through YouTube. I probably made some before, but I don't remember exactly what the layouts were like or have photos or video to back it up. That style of making an underlying layer from the ground level is going to go into the new Studside Heights. I don't know if I'm going to rename it. I haven't figured that part out yet, but I'm at least going through that process so I can get more out of this whole space. Instead of it just being all flat on the table like this, having the train running around. It's literally the same layout as I had originally on this table, but it doesn't have the whole beach extension, extra table to it. Some of it is just adapting to here and shifting over. So roughly the same area. I had actually considered using city road plates, which I will also talk about in the next Lego Room video and part of the Studside Heights rebuilding. But it seemed like it wasn't like a costly venture. It just did not line up mathematically. There were going to be a whole bunch of gaps in between things that I wasn't going to be able to fill unless I bought more new stuff, and I didn't, not ready for that right now. I still have to work through the road plates. I know I have more that are in storage. I just have to find them again. But theoretically, if I find them, that will work really swell. I had gone to the point of pen and paper outlining different forms of what this town can look like. But this video is not going to be all about that. This is just an introduction because I haven't released that video yet. So those who are seeing this before that video goes out, now you know. And knowing is half the battle. And there's still more to expect. I will add a little bit more to it of what process I've gone through since the last video. This video, this live stream, behind the scenes sort of thing, is updating some of my buildings to fit inside of this new area. Now, technically, this is something I probably could have done before with the original Studside Heights and would have worked okay, but this is a bit different. Some of the roads are rearranged because I have smaller space to work from. Technically, with the old setup, I would have had an extra curve of base plates here that changed the layout of the road. Now it's basically a loop, and a pretty contained loop. I might be able to work a little bit around it with this building and possibly other buildings, but for the most part, that's how it's going to be. I had considered of just making it a main street only, but then I would have nowhere for cars to turn around at the end of it. So still going to figure that out. And I do have to find more the gray base plates. I know I have 4, maybe 5, maybe 6 actually. Other ones. I have 4 here. I need 2 more. But at least for now, I can at least start getting into the rhythm of where this is going. If I already have some plans in place, I can work with this. So basically, I had already talked about redesigning or upgrading the design for my hospital. This has been around for just about as long as Studside Heights, maybe even a little bit before it. So a very long time, several years. And I've also wanted to upgrade a couple of things here and there with my police station and fire station, which, looks relatively good, but could still use a couple things. Considering the cramped space I might need for both of these buildings, I can't have them on their own. They can't be on their own 32 by 32 base plates anymore. And I'm willing to compromise by making them onto the same base plate, facing backward. So they're both not facing forward like they were before. One would be facing the opposite of the other on the same base plate, and sharing a little bit of the driveway. So I would be using the driveway from the police and fire station, decreasing the building a little bit, and then adding the hospital to it with, again, some modification. This might actually make both buildings stronger because I had already talked about the structural integrity on some of them. And if I do a bit of this work, hopefully that would actually make those buildings connect better and more stronger. There could still be divides in between them. Don't get me wrong. I could still have them with separate rooms. They're not going to be a big open thing. But it'll at least give me the structural integrity that I need them to be, while also still operating as their own things. Took the ambulance out already. And under this way, this will also allow me to still have a driveway for all of them to dispatch. And if I can't find as many road plates as I think I have, I can substitute other kinds of road plates, like the T-junctions or the four-ways, with this building, this hybrid building, and they'll dispatch evenly. It'll work fine. So, I'm just going to move the mic over here for a second. And I don't guarantee I'm going to get the whole thing done tonight. I'm sure I'll just get like a good head start to it. Let's move the hospital back a little bit. We're going to move the police and fire station over here. Since this is the base plate we're working off of, I'm going to have to tear this up first and then see where we go from there. Luckily, the good thing about the hospital, whether or not intentionally, it's almost already on a 16 by 32 footprint. Like I had mentioned it, and just by chance, this thing fits almost 16 by 32. It's only like it's more like 18 by 32 because there's like a stud on each side branching out, and give or take a little bit after that with like the hospital sign itself. The hanging signs doesn't bother me as much as anything on the ground, but it's so close that I can make it work, and I am a-okay with that. So, this one's going to be a little bit more to figure out on sending everything out, but theoretically, this would split almost evenly. One side 16, the other side 16, that kind of thing. So, got the whole building off of the base plate. Take out each of the smaller bits, the garage, some of the beams that didn't make it. And I think structurally these kind of needed some upgrading anyways. While I don't have the entire parts library available to me right now, there are still a lot of parts around. In case it was hard to tell from the Instagram post that I had or any of the background that you see in this video, there are a ton of drawers. They are not all organized though. Some have more parts than others, but I can work with it. I have counted, and there are 57 drawers in this room, all in the Sterilade kind of style. 47 actually available right here. There's a closet behind me, and another 10 are in there. And they're the really wide ones, too. The wide boards. I thought I had another of these plates, too, but I haven't found it yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Yeah, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just doing a little quick math. Sorry. 1 moment. I wanted to check something. Okay, that won't work. Good to know. Because I've been doing a whole lot of measuring between actual inches or base plates or studs or whatever, all the different units, and luckily keeping up with it, just to see how it would affect the train track if I'd actually use this base plate as the road plate. It's not going to work, basically. All right. Let's start off with the hospital, which already needs a bunch of work. Fun fact, when I was making Double Decktropolis, these were the exact plates that I used for making the ground layer. That's where they wound up. I mean, there's still tons of other ones, but they're elsewhere right now. I'm sure I'll get back to them for a lot of buildings. My idea is that all of these, like, this is the basic stuff. This is the stuff I would love to keep in Studside Heights. Like, it needs to have police, fire, and ambulance for it to be part of the town. So my thinking is, anywhere else can be fair game. Anything that's up to 32 by 32, but probably won't be because I want to have variety. I'm still working on the actual housing, but for businesses, there's a whole bunch of options I can go through. And given the window of space in here, it's basically like the last one, where there are basically two 32s inside of the car loop, inside of the train loop, and making that happen. All right. So let's see. This does also mean I'm going to have to push each of these all the way up against the base plate. Okay. The first thing I notice, you can see where the road plate comes into play. And I'm going to have to adjust a lot of things if I want to have that actually dispatching. I know it means that the lobby is going to have an awkward, like, smoothed area, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Haven't planned on moving these to Mills plates. That's not a thing I want to do right now. I have built Mills plates before for a collab, but I'm not ready to try that here just yet. Let's see. Where can I break this up? I do want to keep the signage. I don't have that piece available right now if I want to use that. Unless it's somewhere else. Doesn't look like it. All right, I might have to come back for a couple pieces. Yeah, I haven't gone through any of these drawers, honestly. They are long overdue as it is for resorting, but they are also long overdue for... Wait, I think I know where it is. I think I know some of the drawers that are in access. Or mostly. Sorry, you're not getting the pretty side of me, which is any side of me. If I reach. Aha. Of course, it has to be in the one spot that's entirely correct. Let's see. There's still a couple bins I'm moving around here. Some things I moved into this room just to get out of the main area, but it's not going to stay. So, move this around. And that can go under here. That can go over here-ish. Please stand up. Okay, you're going to fall over. There we go. Oh, the lengths I'll go to for finding a certain piece. Because I guarantee I'm going to need that bin for a couple times. Ooh, I should keep that around. Little gazebo. That's going to go into play sometime later. There we go. Alright. Can I unhinge you? There we go. As if I wasn't going to be sore from the moving stuff already. That's going to be from all this stretching. So I basically took out a container that I already knew from previously was already sorting a lot of arches and slopes and things like that. It does have a couple other random things in here, but luckily they're all bagged, so I can work around them. Because I need to find a 1x2x3 slope. And this would be the kind of bin to have it. Okay, it's 1x2x3. Not 1x2x2. Ooh, okay. I didn't mean to grab you. You go back in there. So this is a big proposition. Trying to find that specific piece in white. Because this is a bin that's all colors. It's kind of the phase 1 sorting still. Yeah. All right. I thought I saw it. Well, I saw some ones like it. I could probably substitute or change the color. I'm finding a lot of inverses. Or in red. Nah, I don't want to change it to red. Fun, I at least find it in light gray. But that's not showing up here either. Alright, I'll have to come back to that later. Either it's in here, or it's in the collection and it's not sorted in here, or something else. Or I don't have it. Yeah. Okay. Let's try dismantling that. Break it apart to the point we need it to be broken. Let's see, we owe. Back to the bin. Not that one. Not that one. That one? Nope. 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 I swear this will look prettier sometime later. No, that's not the right size. Come on, there's got to be a light ring in there somewhere. There we go. Found it. Oh, I see. I see your game. Let's use that instead. Fit that here. And now to customize this differently. Yeah, I should probably keep that as it is. I'll put the flowers here instead. Neat. Now I'm gonna sneak this brick underneath. Then we are gonna take that here, that there. Oh, so technically this is getting an upgrade, right? Technically, yeah, it's gonna have a little more garage space than it did before for the hospital. Let's see now. And how far back is this puppy going? Get our handy dandy base plate. Get my phone off of this thing. How far back? Okay. Right there. So I have to trim this down. Not by much, luckily. And it's not going to affect the upper floor that much. Yeah, not really. Still going to get a thingy, a hallway. Yeah, I couldn't find the word for hallway. So let's try that, and that. Okay. So, oh, that piece is already too long. Apparently. Oh, I see your game. It is the right length. I just needed to move it back a bit. And I gotta change a few other things to fit that in place. So let's move this. Let's move that. And bam, we go. All right. Okay. I like where this is going. So we want to have it facing outward like we did before. Then it ends there. We had, at least for now, just to get ourselves back on track. That's there. That's there. Okay, good. So on the other side, we had, well, we didn't have this gap. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I could put the window back in there if I wanted to, but nah, I think it'll still look okay without it. Oh, I do still need the wall in here. Let's see. Let's tear down that wall anyways. So we'll take that. Make it into that. I'm going to have to make an archway over here. And we know how I feel about our archways. Does that mean I'm going to need a whole bunch of these for the train tunnel? I mean, I have some in white, but not a lot. And it's white. I'm going to have to learn how to make a train tunnel. So I'll look up a video about that. Ooh, I do have multiple in gray. Keep those aside, I guess. Let's see. 8. We need a 10. Is there a 10? How did you get here? I mean, part of me just kind of wants to make it a flat outline, but that would be kind of boring compared to what we've done before. But it would be the most accessible. I mean, I am planning this for a specific city ambulance, but I would like it for any ambulance I throw in there. This is just one of the largest. All right. Not to mention, this is so large an ambulance, it will not completely fit in here. So I'd like to get it for the height, but not for the depth, because on its depth, it's too big. Let me see if I can move this over. You can just see more stomach than me. Alright. I'm gonna peel that up. Move this back a little bit further. Peel that up to get this piece out of the way. So we need a 1x6. Okay, easy. This needs a 1x7, which doesn't exist that I know of. There we go. Let's throw a 1x6 in there. And the rest can be built off of that. Now keep in mind, I probably could leave the garage inside alone as far as the back wall. I mean, I obviously don't want cars driving through here, but I mean, like, where the ambulance is, I could leave that whole section alone because there's going to be a car on the other side of it. Oh, we do also mention about this, integrating that police station into it. That's true. I will try to work on that at some point. We're keeping the archways the same. I will need to find a 1x2 inverted. Make that 2 of them. Maybe. Technically, it doesn't continue all the way to that side, so it could stop there. And there is already a archway thing that goes over this, so either I keep the style or I ditch it. I will need a tile to go there, though. Oh, that's going to need another wall, isn't it? Yeah, right. Either that or I could treat this as an emergency room. I could always change the structure. Well, that could be the ER. But again, brings up the question, do I close off walls in here? Because I can, if I need to. I swear when this room shapes up better, I will actually be able to move my chair back and forth, getting to the pieces I need. Oops. That wasn't what I wanted. Not to mention the actual building table is preoccupied, so I can't actually build there. I'm actually building on the display table, which is bound to happen, but isn't expected all the time. Let's see. What if... Uh-huh. Okay, I'm going to have to go back for some more pieces sometime later. I mean, I could probably keep up the same style as the police fire, where I have 1x6 followed by a stripe, but I don't know. I don't know if I have enough 1x1s for that, and I keep using them in other places. So I'm going to stick with this for now. All right, let's see how it goes so far. Take that piece out of the way. All right, almost. So we have this to take out, this to take out, we have this to take out, and we have this to take out. Oh. Huh. Yeah. I'm gonna have to build that wall inward. Too many arches. So that will change up here because it's getting in the way of the part above it. It's still one back. That doesn't make sense. 8, 16. And this is... Oh, because it's inlet 1. I could build the sign up further, so I have less to modify on the hospital. I just have to check I have the right angle of piece. Already sorted, that is. Oh, it's already that angle. So I have to get another one? All right. I see. So, maybe these we have. Like those. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Do I have any more of those? I do not. So I'm going to replace it with this one for now. Put that one over here. Put that one over here. Okay. All right, okay. Surprisingly, didn't have to get that many other pieces to make this work. Yeah, I'll have to change that too. Let's see. All right, okay. I like that. I like that. Let's see. We need some waiting room chairs. I have talked before about possibly making this a triple layer hospital, and that might actually happen here. Not tonight, but sometime soon. Ah, there we go. So basically, to resolve the, what do you call it? To resolve the issue of having flat area inside of the lobby, I basically just took a plate to connect two chairs together. And since the tan is already used throughout this MOC so far, that made it all the more easier. All right, all right, I like that. I kind of want to build the sign into this, which I guess I could have it like on top or something. Let's try that. Let's do this. This is just the right size. And there we go. I am at the same time using more and less pieces from the original MOC to rebuild this in a new style. And that I like. But I will say there are some pieces I do need to find that I don't have at the ready. Well, that's going to have to change too, I think. Place it over the door frame. That is true. It's probably going to take a lot more to tear apart. Let's get back to the other question I had. Do I actually want to build another room out of this? Or a doorway to another room? I guess I could. It's like it would solve one problem and start another. Oh, I do have enough of these. Alright, let's try that out. I didn't know if that would work. Alright. Oh! I'm solving problems left and right. With the same batch of pieces. I will say there still needs to be some kind of arch or something to cross these. I may even move it up a plate layer or a brick layer to resolve that. But for now, I'm at least trying to adapt it. And then I'll work on the nitty-gritty stuff a little later. Well, good thing I had these handy. All right, now I get to this is where the fun begins. So I get that in here. Oh, I need a one of 1x1s. And I could steal it from here. Yep, door's coming down again. All right. If I swap a few things around, I can do that. I can do this and that. Change that one here. Yep. And yep. And yep. Put that here. There we go. Okay, back on track. Yep. Followed by yep. And here's more of yep. That. Just not a fan of that. There we go. Found the right piece. There we go. Oh, that might actually work. Let's see. 3, 2, 4, 3. Yep, there we go. All right. I don't think we're going to have room for the cafe. So I'm going to have to move that to another floor. So for now, I'm going to wrap things up. I've already been going for an hour. All right. I'm going to have to carefully place that and make my way through the room. And I'll share with you my progress. So, what we've done, established that we're going to put this on a 32 by 32 base plate, have it split, so the other half will have police and fire. This will be the hospital, similar to what we already had. So we started by changing the face of it. Here's Scooby. And then here's a look from the top view. So this whole area right here can house an ambulance. The room next to it to be determined. And still got the lobby in there. So thanks for watching. I will catch y'all later. And hopefully get more of this done.